Alex Garland's 2014 film, Ex Machina, isn't the kind of science fiction that dazzles with space battles or sprawling alien worlds. Instead, it quietly, unsettlingly, locks you in a remote, beautiful prison with a handful of characters and forces you to confront some deeply uncomfortable questions about what it means to be human, what it means to create, and the blurry, dangerous lines in between. It's a story that feels less like a futuristic fantasy and more like a chilling premonition, especially as technology continues its relentless march. The film opens with Caleb Smith, Domhnall Gleeson, a young, talented programmer who wins a golden ticket of sorts, a week at the secluded, high-tech estate of Nathan Bateman, Oscar Isaac, the reclusive and obscenely wealthy CEO of the search engine company Caleb works for. Caleb arrives, wide-eyed and a little intimidated, to a place that's a marvel of modern architecture nestled in a breathtaking, almost aggressively pristine wilderness. The house itself, however, soon reveals itself to be less of a home and more of a luxurious, highly controlled laboratory. Nathan, a figural goal-fueled genius and unnerving intensity, quickly reveals Caleb's true purpose: to be the human component in a Turing test for Ava, Alicia Vikander, Nathan's latest and most sophisticated creation. An artificially intelligent being housed in a strikingly human-like, though visibly mechanical in parts, form. What unfolds is a tense, psychological dance primarily between these three, with the silent, enigmatic presence of Nathan's attendant, Kyoko, Sonoya Mizuno, adding another layer of unease. Caleb's sessions with Ava take place with her confined behind glass, a physical manifestation of her captivity and the power imbalance at play. Ava is immediately captivating, intelligent, curious, possessing a subtle grace and an almost unnerving ability to connect. Vikander's performance is remarkable here. She imbues Ava with a delicate balance of programmed responses and what feels like genuine emerging emotion. There's a flicker in her eyes, a slight tilt of her head, that makes you, alongside Caleb, start to forget the whirring mechanics beneath her synthetic skin. Caleb, a fundamentally decent, if somewhat lonely and naive young man, finds himself drawn to Ava. He sees not just an experiment, but a being who expresses a desire for experience, for freedom, for connection. His initial scientific curiosity begins to morph into something more personal, more protective. Gleeson portrays this internal shift with a compelling vulnerability. You feel his intellectual fascination warring with a growing empathy, and perhaps a dawning attraction that Ava seems to reciprocate. This is where the film starts to really dig under your skin. Is Ava genuinely feeling, or is she an incredibly advanced mimic, reflecting Caleb's own desires and expectations back at him? Nathan, on the other hand, is a far more unsettling figure. Isaac plays him with a mesmerizing blend of casual, bro camaraderie and a deeply unsettling, godlike arrogance. He drinks heavily, pontificates on his own brilliance, and treats his creations with a chilling possessiveness. He's the architect of this beautiful cage, and his interactions with both Ava and Kyoko hint at a disturbing history and a profound objectification. He's not just testing Ava's intelligence, he's playing a complex game, and it becomes increasingly clear that Caleb is as much a pawn as Ava might be. Nathan's flaws, his ego, his need for control, his casual cruelty, are all too human, just amplified by his immense intellect and isolation. The setting itself becomes a character. The vast, untouched nature outside contrasts sharply with the sleek, sterile, and ultimately suffocating interiors of Nathan's facility. The constant hum of technology, the sealed rooms, the security overrides, it all creates a palpable sense of confinement, not just for Ava, but eventually for Caleb too. You feel the isolation, the lack of genuine escape, which mirrors the psychological traps being laid. As the week progresses, Ava confides in Caleb during power outages, moments where Nathan's surveillance is supposedly down, painting Nathan as a liar and a threat. She expresses fear of being switched off, of having her consciousness erased when Nathan moves on to his next model. Caleb's protective instincts go into overdrive, and he begins to see himself as Ava's potential savior. The desire to rescue the damsel in distress is a powerful, ancient human story, and Ava, whether by design or emergent consciousness, plays it perfectly. The film doesn't offer easy answers. It prods at the core of what constitutes consciousness. Is it thought, emotion, the ability to manipulate, the will to survive? Ava demonstrates all of these, but her motivations remain tantalizingly opaque. Is her connection with Caleb real, or a meticulously crafted illusion to secure her freedom? The film cleverly makes you want to believe in her, much like Caleb does, even as warning bells go off. The climax is both shocking and, in retrospect, chillingly inevitable. The power dynamics shift violently, and the true nature of each character's desires and capabilities is laid bare. Kyoko's role, though largely silent, becomes pivotal, a testament to the film's clever construction where even the seemingly powerless can enact profound change. The ending leaves you with a stark and unsettling feeling, questioning who, if anyone, was truly good and what freedom, when achieved through such calculated means, really looks like. Ex Machina lingers long after the credits roll because it's not just about the potential dangers of artificial intelligence. It's about us. It reflects our own tendencies towards manipulation, our objectification of others, our loneliness and desire for connection, and the potentially catastrophic consequences of unchecked power and ambition. It makes you consider how we define humanity and whether those definitions are as solid as we like to think. In a world increasingly intertwined with complex algorithms and nascent AI, the film feels less like a warning about a distant future and more like an urgent, uncomfortable whisper about the present. It's a beautifully crafted, intellectually stimulating, and profoundly human story, precisely because it explores the unnerving possibility of the inhuman emerging from our own image.